So we'll quickly go through 25 through 11, and then I will touch on some of the noteworthy players in that range, and then I will go into more detail with my top 10 small forwards of all time. But starting at 25, we have Jamal Wilkes. At 24, Jaylen Brown. 23, Jason Tatum. 22, DeMar DeRozan. Number 21, Billy Cunningham. Number 20, Paul George. Number 19, Jimmy Butler. Number 18, Bernard King. Number 17, Paul Arizin. Number 16, Paul Pierce. Number 15, Adrian Dantley. Number 14, Alex English. Number 13, James Worthy. Number 12, Carmelo Anthony. And number 11, Dominique Wilkins. I will say Dominique Wilkins generally is higher up in most all-time lists when considering small forwards. I think he's slightly overrated. Not to say he wasn't good, I just don't think he was as good as a lot of people have him. Carmelo Anthony just missed out on the top 10, but one of the best scorers of our generation and of all time. James Worthy, a really good winner. You have guys like Paul Pierce, another good winner. Bernard King at number 18 and Adrian Dantley at number 15, just straight up buckets. Very underrated guys. Jimmy Butler at number 19 could really use a championship to help boost his all-time status. Same thing with Paul George at 20. And the only reason I have Jimmy Butler ahead of Paul George is because they're very similar, but Jimmy Butler has led his team to 2 championships. Hasn't won it, but Paul George has not been able to do that. DeMar DeRozan at 22, very underrated player. A good scorer, a great scorer of our time. And Jason Tatum at 23 and Jaylen Brown at 24. I think they will go higher eventually, but as their career stands right now, they sit here at 23 and 24. At number 10, we have George Gervin, the Iceman himself. He had a really short NBA career, only 10 NBA seasons. He made the playoffs 9 times in his 10 years, made 9 All-Star games, was a All-NBA first team member 5 times and 7 All-NBA teams total. Was the scoring leader 4 times throughout his career, averaging 26.2 points per game throughout his career, which is really impressive. He invented the finger roll, they say. Really a fan favorite. Me personally, as a Spurs fan, loved watching the Iceman, George Gervin. Obviously, I wasn't old enough to watch him, but his highlights, I think, are really cool. He comes in at number 10. Just in front of him at number 9, we have Rick Barry. Rick Barry, like George Gervin, had a really short career with only 10 NBA seasons. Made the All-Star team 8 times throughout his career. Is a Finals MVP and won a championship. That's why I have him ahead of George Gervin. Averaged 23, 6.5, and 5 throughout his career. So a really good, well-rounded person. Not as good of a scorer as George Gervin, but a more well-rounded person and won a Finals MVP. At number 8, I have Scottie Pippen. Obviously, most people know him as the Robin to the Batman that was Michael Jordan, but still a really good player. Had a long 17 seasons. He had a long career. Was a 7-time All-Star. Never won Finals MVP or anything like that. Did win 6 championships with Michael Jordan, obviously. He averaged 16, 6.4, and 5.2. Another really good, well-rounded player who was a really good defensive player and was just an all-time winner. He made the all-defensive first team 8 times throughout his career and all-defensive teams 10 times throughout his career. So, really good. Scottie Pippen here at number 8. Just ahead of him, who I think can really jump up this list if he wins another championship and a Finals MVP, or an MVP for that matter, is Kawhi Leonard. He's won 2 championships at this point and 2 Finals MVPs. One with the Spurs back in 2014, and then back in 2019 with the Toronto Raptors, which was an all-time playoff series, playoff run by any player ever. A good, really good defensive player. Made the all-defensive first team 3 times, all-defensive teams 7 times, 2-time defensive player of the year. The thing with Kawhi, injuries has really held him back. And again, if he could just win a regular season MVP and possibly another Finals MVP, I think he can really jump up this list. But for now, he's going to be here right up, ahead of Scottie Pippen at number 7. Just missing out on the top 5, I have Julius Erving at number 6. Dr. J, they would call him. Really good entertainer. Was, you could argue, the face of the league at one point. He only played 11 seasons throughout his career, but he was an 11-time All-Star and made the playoffs 11 times. Won a championship, won a regular season MVP, made the All-NBA first team 5 times, and 7 All-NBA teams total to his name. He averaged 22 points per game, 6.7 rebounds per game, and 3.9 assists per game throughout his career. At number 5, I have John Havlicek. Just being out Julius Erving, I think because there's similar numbers or similar comparable stats. Like he won a Finals MVP compared to Julius's season MVP, made all NBA teams and all NBA first teams more, was a better defender. Stats are pretty similar, and he won 8 championships. So you can't really argue with that. John Havlicek at number 5. At number 4, I have Elgin Baylor. Elgin Baylor had played 14 NBA seasons throughout his career, 11-time All-Star. Never won an MVP, never won a Finals MVP. Of course, they didn't have Finals MVPs for a lot of Elgin Baylor's career. Didn't win a championship, and that's really the only thing keeping him from being higher on this list because throughout his career, he's averaged 27.4 points per game and 13.5 rebounds per game. Like, he was a rebounding machine and a scoring machine. But sadly, he has not won a regular season MVP, and he's never won a championship. For that reason, he cannot go any higher than number 4. And because in front of him at number 3 is Kevin Durant. A lot of people would argue that Kevin Durant should be number 2 on this list. I still disagree with that. He is a 2-time champion, 2-time Finals MVP, regular season MVP. And the thing I would argue with a lot of people is that yes, Kevin Durant did win 2 championships, and yes, he was the best player on those teams. But when you take away the Golden State Warriors super team that he had, and whether it's with the Suns or the Thunder or the Nets, he has not proven to anyone that he can win a championship by himself and be the best player on that team. So for that reason, I have him here at number 3, but still a great player, one of the best scorers of our generation, probably the best scorer of our generation, and one of the best scorers of all time. At number 2, I think it'd be quite obvious to anyone who is not a just casual NBA fan. Larry Bird at number 2. I still think he's better than Kevin Durant. He's a 3-time champion, only played 13 seasons, but made the playoffs 12 times, and was a 12-time All-Star. He had won 3 regular season MVPs, which I don't feel like a lot of people know. He had 3. 2 Finals MVPs, was 9 times All-NBA first team, 10-time All-NBA teams total. He was a better defender than a lot of people give him credit for. He averaged 24.3 points per game throughout his career, 10 rebounds per game. So he was a double-double machine for a small forward. That's really impressive. And 6.3 assists per game. So he was a good passer too. Again, decent defender, underrated defender, good passer, great rebounder, and good scorer. And at number 1, is it really any surprise to anyone? LeBron James, 4-time NBA champion, 22 seasons he's played. This will be his 23rd. Amazing how his success and his greatness has stemmed over multiple decades, and it's just really impressive to watch. I do feel like his career is coming to a close, but still very impressive regardless. Still competing at a high level for his age especially. He's a 4-time regular season MVP, 4-time Finals MVP. He's made the All-NBA first team 13 times. 21 times he's made an All-NBA team, so just one season throughout his whole career that he did not make an All-NBA team. Underrated defender. Arguably should have won a Defensive Player of the Year award throughout his career, but definitely underrated defender. 27 points per game throughout his career so far, 7.5 rebounds, and 7.4 assists per game. Well-rounded, really good player. Much like Larry Bird, does everything really well. I feel like LeBron James is the better passer and the overall better player, but LeBron James, I mean, you can't argue really. He's the best small forward of all time, has the most total points ever of any NBA player. I don't think that record will be broken, even with the rise in offense for the NBA throughout the years. LeBron James is definitely, in my opinion, the best small forward of all time. No questions asked. Let me know if y'all like this video. Let me know what you agree with, disagree with down in the comment section below. Who do I have too high, too low, whatever. I will do power forwards and centers still. I know the last 2 videos that I've done were shooting guards, point guards. I have not done it as quickly as I would like. I would have liked to do it like once per week. But hopefully I can get the power forward and centers video out sooner. And then I can have my all-time list, the top 100 NBA players of all time, I can post that. And let me know if y'all want to see that, or if y'all want to see any other iterations of these types of videos. So I could do top 100, I could do top 50, whatever you like to see. Just let me know down below. I'd love to hear from you guys.